This morning in Legally Speaking, we're taking a closer look at the legal intricacies surrounding a high-profile bond case that has captured national attention. But rather than focusing on the specifics of that case, let's focus on what happens when an everyday person finds themselves unable to make bail. Here to share his take on this matter is attorney David Betras. Dave, good morning.
Good morning. So let's talk about appeals.
Yes.
Say you're convicted of a crime and you think you have a really good appellate issue. You can ask the court to stay the execution of your sentence pending appeal. If you're given a really long sentence, generally you don't get an appellate bond. Shorter sentence, greater chance you can get an appellate bond. Okay. If you get a judgment against you and you want to appeal that, you got to put money up so the court knows, or the plaintiff knows, that they're going to get their money should your appeal not be successful.
Okay.
Usually it has to cover the amount of the judgment plus any pre- and post-judgment interest. So what a lot of people don't realize is when you win a case, you get pre-judgment interest and potentially post-judgment interest until it's paid. And so those are what bonds are. They assure the person, say it's a criminal defendant, they assure that if his appeal is not granted, that he's going to be available to go to jail. And in a civil context, it ensures the plaintiff that the money's going to be there should the person not win their appeal. So those are what appellate bonds are, or sureties or stuff like that.
So let's dive into if you can't do that. Can your accounts or assets be seized to cover the amount?
So if you cannot post a bond, that's an effective judgment. And yes, the plaintiff can go start grabbing your assets, cars, bank accounts, force a sheriff's sale on your home. So that's why people should have adequate insurance that'll pay. Because if you get in an accident and someone gets a judgment larger than your insurance, everyone, you hear me? Have enough insurance, and you have assets, they can go after your personal assets.
So how does the, if you can't pay your bail, how does that affect your overall, proceedings, your case?
Well, believe it or not, we have hundreds of thousands of people in jail that can't pay can't pay a bond to get out of jail on a criminal case, and they're just in jail waiting for the adjudication of their guilt or innocence. I just had a client recently. He was convicted in a lower court, asked the trial judge to stay his sentence because he got 6 months in jail. Judge said no. Went to the appellate court. The appellate court said, yeah, we're going to let him out. Here's his appellate bond, and here's what he has to do pending getting out. And so it happens all the time.
It's very interesting.
It is very interesting.
Now, you deal with this, type of stuff all the time. You see these things. Are there disparities in how the legal system maybe treat individuals based on their financial means when it comes to, bail?
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. A wealthier person gets more access to the justice system than a poorer person, because a wealthier person can hire the lawyers they need to help them, where someone who's of lesser means doesn't have the resources to fight the government or doesn't have the resources. That's why we have contingency fee cases in automobile accident cases, because if they don't win, you don't have to pay. As opposed to if you don't win and you have to pay a lawyer and you don't have money for a lawyer. So the way the system's set up, it allows people who are not very rich to be able to go out and get justice for themselves if they've been injured, because a lawyer works on a contingency, meaning if that lawyer doesn't win that case, he worked for free.
Oh, wow. Well,
that's why at our firm we have a no-win, no-fee guarantee. How about
look at that. So you make sure you win.
Yeah, well, we've got to make sure we win. Got to get skin in the game.
Yes, Dave, thank you so much for joining us.
And I brought
He brought the
number
donuts.
one thing.
Oh, we have a shot of the donuts.
There we go. There. See,
yes.
See, there's live proof. We call that exhibit number one. That's evidence.
That is evidence.
Steve, a couple of the donuts were gone there, my friend. I haven't taken them around yet.
I know, right? I didn't even get one yet. Thank you, Dave.
All right, thank you.